Happy Pride Month, everyone! My name is Aloe, and this June I decided to make a big rainbow castle of Minecraft Survival. I have never built something this big in vanilla survival before, so let's see if I manage to pull it off. So, first of all, let me run you through the idea I had for this castle. Well, I don't know if it could actually be considered a castle. It's more of a city surrounded by castle walls. Either way, here was the plan I had in mind going into this project. First of all, the main idea is a simple square set of walls with big watchtower columns at all four corners. The corner of each watchtower that is facing towards the center of the city is going to be made up of colored concrete in the order of the Pride flag. The walls and the rest of the watchtowers are going to be made up of a gradient of deep slate to tough to andesite. The walls are also placed strategically to make sure that a sextuple beacon in the center of the castle city town thing will give constant effects to anyone from the castle walls or closer. Finally, little shops and houses will be added around the town themed after various pride flags. So with all that out of the way, let's get on to the video. So I loaded up my world and got to looking for a good place to stay. I wanted to find either a flat plains biome or a flower forest that I could flatten out. It took me the entire day, but I found a plains biome, and after failing to find enough sheep for a bed, I found a village across a large river and spent the night there. The next morning, I went back to the plains and set up a small starter base with a bed and a couple of saplings, and got to work outlining the walls of the castle. After finishing the outlines, I created a plan for a mineshaft hut storage room and started my strip mine. I probably spent the majority of my time in this world mining, since I wanted some simple stuff like fully enchanted diamond armor and a full set of mending and breaking diamond tools, the basics. But additionally, most of the blocks I was using for this build were either found exclusively underground or were simply much more plentiful 100 blocks below the surface. Anyway, after I had a decent amount of iron and coal, I got onto one of the most annoying and lengthy parts of the actual construction of this colorful castle: the flattening. The flattening was the process of painstakingly shoveling all the grass and dirt inside my preset perimeter that wasn't at the correct level I had decided on for the interior of this magnificent medieval metropolis. The process itself only took me a total of 3 hours, but it felt like 3 lifetimes. Here, just let me show you. And that was only 5 minutes of shoveling, condensed down to mere 30 seconds. I'm so glad it's over. Either way, after finishing the flattening, I moved on to starting the walls. For the walls, I decided to build up the walls just a bit with deep slate and then come back to them after finishing the towers. After setting down the planning for the walls, I collected some rock and moved on to finish that mineshaft hut storage room thing from much earlier with some biflag colored windows and attic walls. Then it was time to work on the watchtowers. The watchtowers didn't take all that long to actually build per se, but it took me literal hours to collect all the resources necessary, especially because I needed stacks of both light gray and gray dye for concrete powder. However, after it was done, my base started to look kind of impressive, though I'm probably only saying that because I had already spent what felt like a lifetime on building it. Honestly, my biggest side project during this build was getting fully kitted out with maxed enchantments on my armor and tools, so I spent a lot of time growing large spruce trees from saplings I got from a wandering trader, who tragically is no longer with us. May we have a moment of sadness for our fallen comrade. And selling the sticks for stacks and stacks of stylish sturdy stones, which I would trade for the literal essence of magic enchantments from the local library down the road, 'cause that makes sense. Anyway, after ripping off some kind-hearted librarians for some hardcover copies of their life's work, I went home and got to work on my second house in my bright and bustling borough. A cute little enchanting hut made with pan-flag windows, some shiny crystals from the purple rock ball I found underground during one of my caving sessions, and a cute spruce wood roof. Or at least I think it's cute. I was also too lazy to change it a third time, so I think I subconsciously forced myself to like its design, but whatever. I then proceeded to finally work on the major antagonist of this prodigious prideful palace, the walls. Going into this step, I didn't think too much of the walls. I figured most of the difficulty would just be some simple gradients. They were a little long, but they were about half as tall as the watchtowers, so how long could they possibly take to build? Turned out I was wrong. Like, really wrong. In fact, it took about 1 to 2 separate hour-and-a-half long building sessions to build any of the 4 walls. That's almost 12 hours! I spent almost half a day on building these stupid walls. I simply cannot express how grateful I am to be done with them forever. At least until a creeper comes and blows them up and I have to do it all again. Yeah, you know the deal. Cue the montage. Here we go again. Hooray! Another 5 minutes of my time condensed down to 30 seconds for you, dear viewers' pleasure. A couple minor keyboard smashings later, and I can get to work on the main decorational aspect of the castle, the pride flag quarters of the watchtowers. All it took was about 2 stacks of each color for all 6 layers, so not that difficult at all, at least compared to some previous steps. I did have to delay this a little bit to try and find some cactus for some green dye, because for whatever reason, deserts seem to be crazy rare nowadays, like harder to find than diamonds. But while waiting to find some green dye, I got to work on designing the interior of the watchtowers. And I went with a simple spiral staircase design and... Wait, what? What did you say? That I reached my deadline for building, and if I don't start the editing process now, I can't get this video out in time for Pride Month, even though I haven't even finished the rainbow aspect of this castle. So I essentially wasted 34 hours of my Pride Month on a project that I couldn't even finish? You know what? It's fine. I'll just cut the video here and continue this castle in July. It's totally fine. Not frustrating at all. Anyway, all jokes aside, it is super unfortunate that I couldn't finish the castle by the end of the month, but I would rather post an incomplete build than post a Pride Month video in the end of July, which is apparently National Baked Bean Month. Huh. I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter, because every month is Pride Month. But either way, I had a lot of fun making this video, and I promise to finish this castle as soon as I can. So subscribe to my channel to not miss out on that video and any future videos in this LGBTQ+ medieval times survival series, because I have lots of plans for this unisex universe. This prideful planet, if you will. So stick around to see those, and if you could like this video to show me that you like my videos and encourage me to make more content, it always makes my day to see I made yours just a little bit better. But with all that said, Aloe out!